Hey guys, Tim with Sports Card Action here, coming at you with my daily video here. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell notification icon and comment down below if you wouldn't mind. I got to start getting some more views here or I'm not going to be able to keep this up. I appreciate you watching. I got to get right into the action here, let you know what's going on. As you know from my past videos, I've been working on my PSA submission, but unfortunately, it looks like that's not going to be able to happen here because what I realize is that my cards aren't worth the money. They're barely worth the cardboard they're printed on. I don't have anything real hot that's gonna make my money back, and I'd be lucky to break even on this submission. I have some cards that would be okay, but like I got, for instance, these top prospect Jordans that, and Kobe's, which, I'd be lucky to get a 10 on them, and I'd just be losing money if I got a 9. I got, you know, Bryce Harper die cut here, Clayton Kershaw, Prism Refractor thing, which is pretty cool. I got a bunch of Trouts, but they're all base cards. Baseball's not like super hot. I'll show you some of the new baseball cards I got here. Mookie Betts. I got Bo Bichette rookie. Another Bo Bichette rookie here. This is from the 2020 update. I got Rendon. That's blue parallel. Another blue parallel there. Encarnacion. Ronald Acuna Jr. So these are some nice cards. They're right out of the pack, right into penny sleeve, ready for a submission. Clayton Kershaw here. And I'm sure to get some 10s out of them, but I just don't know if there's value unless they're chrome or like parallel or preferably like some modern basketball, which I can't get. I mean, I can't afford to be breaking a bunch of wax and and I don't know if I don't know about like just like shopping for raw and then trying to get a bunch of submission things, which maybe I'll think about getting more into that. I was just trying to go through my current collection and see what I had that was of value, but I realized that it was going to be like $1,000 to send all this in and get it graded, and even like my 90 hoops Jordans that I have are, just after doing a cursory look at what they're going for in PSA on eBay, I found that a lot of these Jordan cards are going for real cheap, and I actually purchased a couple today. I purchased a 92 Topps Gold Jordan. It was like 24 bucks on Buy It Now. And then I got a Fleer Ultra 92, I think. That one was like 25 bucks, and I put a bunch of bids in. I'm just like, all these graded Jordan cards are just going for dirt cheap in PSA 9 cases. And they're ones that people were probably hoping to pick up a 10, disappointed with the 9, throw it up there on eBay, try to, get some of their money back so they can buy some more raw and send those in for graded and just keep the cycle going. But I'm going to pick up, I'm just looking at situations like I can keep all these cards, that's fine, they're not going anywhere, and maybe make a submission at some point in the future, maybe whittle it down a little bit more so it's more profitable. But right now I'm just thinking about all the money that I was having to think about setting aside to make this huge submission of 90 cards that is going to cost me upwards of $1,000 to send. I haven't pulled the trigger on getting the PSA subscription yet or anything like that. But it's like with that amount of money, I could pick up a ton of dirt cheap, PSA 9 Jordan cards. So that's the first bad news. Not really bad news, but just kind of like, I spent so much time like going through my cards and making sure they're all sleeved up properly and ready for submission. And then I just kind of like realized that I don't have any real good cards, but I'll just kind of like these rubber bands kind of suck. I'll just put these away for now. They're not going anywhere. Um, at least I organize some things a little bit. But then the other bad news is my Ken Griffey Jr. rookie 89 Bowman PSA 9. I still haven't received. It's been like over 2 weeks, and I had to send the guy a message saying I never got it. That's stuck in the mail. It looks like I actually did check the tracking today. It looks like I might be getting it within the next day or so, so I can, um, close that case out. We'll see if it actually comes. I mean, it's been a ridiculous amount of time, so I don't know what the deal is. But it'd be nice to get that. I like the '89 Bowman set, and I don't even have one of those Griffies. I really like that card. And then the other bad news, I'm just like suffering here, is I sold a pair of shoes. Um, these ones here, Vapor Max, and they got bid all the way up to like $150, $160. And then the winning bidder never paid, and it doesn't look like he's going to pay. So it's like, man, now I gotta, deal with that and contact eBay. I think I have to like get some fees, reversed, and then I gotta relist them. Hope it, sells this time for something close to what it was supposed to sell for. Um, so there's that, but I am happy with my Jordan pickups. I think I'm gonna keep doing some shopping, and the bubble has burst a little bit on Jordan cards. I've noticed after kind of looking at it. I mean, I've steered clear of it for the last 5 6 months because there was like a huge boom when Last Dance came out, the big Jordan documentary, and all his cards just shot up. But now everyone's submitted to PSA like every single Jordan card in existence. So the supply's gone way up, which has caused prices go down, and demand has kind of tapered off a little bit. I mean, not that much. I think it's mostly just the supply has gone up, and people realize that there's just a ton of those, 90, 91, junk wax era Jordan cards, all the 90s cards, tons of inserts, tons of different 90s sets. They're just tons of 90s Jordan cards out there. But that being said, you can pick them up for cheap. You get them PSA 9s. The PSA 10s are really expensive. I don't know. I kind of like the 9s because they go for like 1/10 the price. I was always used to the grading scale being like, every time you move up a step, maybe it doubles in price. But nowadays, it's like the PSA 10s are crazy compared to the PSA 9s. It's like exponentially more expensive. It's like a factor of 10 once you go from PSA 9 to PSA 10. And the PSA 9s are, nice. Uh, a lot of them could be potential 10s. A lot of them are just maybe a little off center, but they're basically fresh and sharp and no fingerprints and no wear whatsoever. Maybe the printing was slightly off, maybe not cut perfectly straight, but I like the 9s. I want to add them to my collection. I can get tons of that. And plus the good thing about getting the kind of the lesser expensive cards is that if you go to sell, they're a little bit more liquid because you can just pop them in the mail. Um, you just send them first class. You get your money, and if something goes wrong, it's not a disaster. You can take returns or whatever, and you don't have to worry about, if one goes lost out of however many you sell, you just kind of roll with it. Whereas if you are, flipping $800 cards, $1,000 cards, $2,000 cards, and something goes wrong, a card goes missing, or something like that, someone flakes out on you, then it can really set you back. So I kind of like having a little bit less commitment with some of these cheaper cards. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think a rising tide raises all boats. I think Jordan cards are always going to be in demand, and they're going to continue being bought up. You got overseas guys, getting into the market. And there's still a limited supply, even though there's a lot out there. But that just means it's easier to get your hands on. And um, if I'm going to gamble by submitting cards and basically thinking, okay, I might get a 10, probably I'm going to get mostly nines, and have to be happy with that. And I am happy when I get nines. Getting eights and sevens, that's really disappointing, and you basically just have to take a loss and just keep it, or just basically give it away on eBay. So it's like, why not just buy the nines, and then you're basically paying what the cost is to get it graded, uh, plus the cost of the raw card, and you're guaranteeing yourself that it's already a nine. So it just, it makes more sense. And everything that's not a Jordan rookie, it seems like, is pretty reasonably priced right now. And the demand's not going to go away. It might continue to go down a little more, since it seems like it's kind of on the decline right now. But it's kind of a nice to be able to just, with all the hype that was going on, and Jordan this and Jordan that, and his rookie card going for $100,000, to be able to pick up some of those nice, nines, and you get some nice Jordan cards. They don't have to be base. Like I said, I got the Topps Gold, I got Fleer Ultra. That's a premium set. There's Upper Deck, there's Stadium Club, there's different inserts. Some of these premium cards produced back in the 90s, you pick up some of those, and the print run is going to be a lot lower than just a simple base from one of the junk wax sets. So that's kind of what I'm taking a look into. I hadn't even really looked at Jordan cards, but now that I'm looking at them, it's like they're out there, they're available, and they're cheap, $20-$30 for a lot of these Jordan cards. So I'm gonna scoop some of those and just add them to the collection, and just kind of do that for now, for a cheaper option, and then I'll be happy with adding to my collection without having to spend an exorbitant amount of money to get a bunch of cards graded that I'm probably never going to sell and probably aren't worth anything anyway. It just makes a little more sense at this point. So a little disappointing, but I'm going to try to make the best of it, and this will probably actually end up saving me money in the long run. Hopefully I can eventually at some point get to where I'm doing some of these high dollar flips and stuff. But I don't know. That's kind of a young man's game. I'm an old dude. I'm just like, I'd rather just buy them slabbed and be done, not even have to worry about it. It's kind of like some of these old car collectors that realize that it's not even worth buying a car to do a project on, when you probably end up spending less money and less pain and suffering by just buying a classic car that's done, and you just get in it and drive. So think about that, consider that. Keep watching for my videos. Hopefully I'll be in a better mood tomorrow, and we'll get back to it as far as like building the wealth through card collecting. So just keep doing what you're doing and stay tuned.